And welcome back to the Financially Simple Experience. So friends, today I want to answer a question that came through one of my social media channels. In case you want to ever submit a question, you go to Justin Goodbread on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just about anywhere, and find me, even YouTube. And feel free to answer a question. My team will grab the question, and if it's merited, then we'll do our best to answer, perhaps even on the air, dedicating a whole podcast to it, like this particular question that came through. The question was simple and succinct. The question was, Justin, I'm considering selling my business. Should I use a business broker? Years ago, we did an episode on what is a business broker, but I never answered the pros and cons of using a business broker. So today I want to deal with that. So first, let's begin with, what is a business broker? Simply put, in the financially simple way that I would do it is, a business broker is the person who researches your business, determines a sales price based on the financials, the history, the soft touch points in your business, determines the sales price, and then places it into a public venue where multiple buyers, potential buyers, can look at it and determine if they're interested in buying your business. That's about as simple as I can say. They're a broker. They look at your business, say, hey, we have something here for sale. Are you interested in looking at it? You may be saying, Justin, that's easy. I know my business. I know what it's worth. Well, I would argue you probably don't. Most of us overvalue our businesses, according to many studies that I've cited ad nauseum on this podcast. But you may be saying, I don't need a business broker. I can do it myself. And no doubt you can. I mean, after all, you're a business owner. There's not many things that we can't do, right? At least that's the way we think. I remember one of the first times I went hunting out west. I've been hunting my whole life, 30 years, hunting in the eastern country, all through the Appalachian Mountains, all through the swamps of Georgia and Florida. I mean, there hasn't been much east of the Mississippi that I haven't hunted in. I know the mountains. I can go into the woods and find whatever my game is I'm looking for, usually pretty quick, because I'm an avid hunter. I remember the first time I went out west, I'm like, I can do this, until holy cow, this is different. This is different. So I went back and I read books. You know what I found is, the person who spent their life hunting out west, spending not just one season or two seasons, but decades hunting the Rockies, they know a lot more than I do. And they could put me on game so much faster than I could find myself. It was crazy. Why? Because it's hard to go down a path yourself for the first time just reading pure academics. But that's how we business owners think. Hey, we can sell the business ourselves. We don't need a business broker. Besides that, they're going to charge us 8, 9, 10, 11, 12% in order to sell our business. That's a lot of money. And it is. You know, it's not uncommon for me to encounter non-business owners who think the same thing about real estate. So, for example, they'll say, do I really need a realtor? Do I really need a realtor? Maybe I'm just going to do a FSBO, a for sale by owner. I'll put a sign out in front of my yard because everybody's moving here to East Tennessee, which is true. Please don't come if you're not in Tennessee. Go away. We don't want you here. But everybody's moving across the country. There's such a demand, I can sell it myself. What's interesting is this. The studies don't support it. The studies don't support it. When you consider selling a house yourself versus a realtor, it's interesting to know the realtors bring almost 6% greater net of fees than a FSBO does in terms of a sales price. Using a National Association of Realtors study, it says that a FSBO home for sale by owner typically sells for 26% less than homes listed by a realtor. The average time right now in the state of Tennessee in the market for a house these days is 69 days. 69 days. Of those 69 days, 34 days is how long it's taken to get an offer and 35 days to close. Get this. 77% of FSBO homes sell within 2 weeks. This number is probably skewed a little bit, but they sell within 2 weeks, but it takes longer to close at 26% less than other houses listed by realtors. So yes, you could sell your house yourself. You can. It's proven that you can. But the studies show that more than likely you're going to not get the same value as working with a realtor. Now let's apply that to our business. Could you sell your business yourself? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. However, you're going to get a greater value many times working with a business broker. You see, with a business broker, they have real-time data points that shows what the price point should be for your NAIC coded business, whatever your business NAIC code or SIC code is. They know a price point and the multiple where it should be in order to attract the buyer and have the buyer be able to secure lending. They're able to achieve the highest possible sales price because of the pricing metrics that they have in real time. Not only that, but they're a professional. They've gone through this process not once like you have, or you potentially could, but multiple times. They know the pitfalls that wily buyers will walk you toward. I wrote about this in my first book, The Ultimate Sale, all the different pitfalls that so many people don't realize that transpires when you sell a business. They understand the legal and ethical hurdles that have to be covered in order for a new buyer to come in. They understand the banking hurdles that need to be covered, and they posture the business so that it is packaged up for the greatest possible success. That's what you get when you're working with a business broker. You may say, Justin, I'm not convinced. I'm going to try to sell my business as a FSBO. I'm going to try to sell it without a broker. Okay. There are many roadblocks that you're going to face when you go out alone. Number one, the valuation. More than likely, you think your business is worth more than it really is. More than likely. Statistically, that's the case. And so now you're going to face with a buyer who's going to poke holes at your business, sometimes not in a nice way, call your baby ugly, as I wrote about in my second book, and you're going to have to maintain the purity. Knowing you're a business owner, more than likely, you're not too shy of fighting in terms of conflict. You're not too shy of backing down from a win. You want the sale. So now you're going to face the roadblock of overselling. You're going to face the roadblock of potentially overvaluing. You're going to face the roadblock of being too involved, showing your emotions of your business, being too involved with the potential buyer. And statistically, you're going to run away more buyers, more qualified buyers than you need to. I want you to realize on average, it takes 6 to 11 months to sell a business. That's the average rate. Whenever you try to go it alone, you're going to take more time. And while you're trying to sell the business yourself, your business is going to suffer because you're not minding the business. You're going to run through some scenarios with attorneys that you more than likely aren't equipped for. The business broker can guide through. See, a business broker is going to be there to help you avoid pitfalls like clawback provisions, crazy earnouts, help you avoid pitfalls like carrying major seller carry notes. So many pitfalls in business that a business broker can help, but you may decide to go it alone. See, there's an advantage to using a business broker. I personally used one whenever I sold my business because I wanted someone who I could speak with and let my emotions out without it tainting the buyer's purview. I wanted somebody who could poke holes in my business and allow me to absorb those and work with me and see, okay, Justin, I hear what you're saying, but unfortunately, that's not what the buyer's looking at. They're not going to give you credit for that, period. And I needed somebody to shield me. I needed somebody to be able to succinctly put my business in order so that I could mind my business and grow. See, while I was selling my business, we grew 40%. I made more money in my pocket by focusing on my business and allowing the business broker to do what they did than me trying to be, as one person one time told me, trip over dollars chasing pennies. As me, instead of trying to say, you know what, I'm not willing to pay you this percentage to sell my business, I'm going to try to avoid paying that cost. So instead of me avoiding to pay that cost, what I did is I mined my business and I grew my business enough to make their cost of the business broker seem irrelevant. Say, Justin, okay, I get it. Using a business broker is advantageous. How do I choose a business broker? That's the question, because that's what matters. If you're going to sell your business and you determine that, and now you say, okay, I am willing to use a business broker. Well, how do you choose the business broker to employ? Experience. You want somebody who's been through that world before. You want somebody who understands business. You want somebody who perhaps themselves have gone through that sales process. You want somebody who can guide you with the right temperament. You want somebody who can answer the questions, who comes in with a process that says, hey, here is what we're going to build. Here's the pitch book for your business. Here's what it's going to look like. Somebody has it together. You want to know what their average closings are per year. You want to know what their current offers are on the market. You want to know how big their buyer pool is, whether or not they're using a proprietary system or they're using a national database. You want to know that information. You want to know how they're going to market it. How much time and energy are they going to spend marketing? Just like a realtor, you want somebody who's placing your business in every possible journal there is for the potential buyer to see. You're going with an aggressive broker. One of the things I love about Dave Ramsey is his tenacity. One of the things I dislike about Dave Ramsey is his tenacity. His plain talk sometimes I love and sometimes it annoys me. By the way, I'm not picking on Dave Ramsey because that's the same thing I feel about myself. Sometimes I annoy myself with how bold I am. Other times I'm encouraged at how bold I am. And so I think it's one of those things that us strong type A's deal with in our own lives. But I can remember Dave Ramsey on one of his guest interviews. He was interviewing a realtor. And he said, if I'm hiring a realtor, it's going to be the best I can get. I want this person to be a junkyard dog. I mean, he went into this rant that only Dave Ramsey could do. It was classic. What he was saying was, I want somebody who is going to treat this as if it's their house, almost like a fiduciary. I want somebody who is going to do what they can to get my business sold for top dollar. That's what you're looking for when you get into a business broker. You don't want some new kid. You don't want somebody who's been in the business 2, 3, 4 years that's never sold a business that maybe just got into it because they can make a quick buck. You don't want that. You don't want somebody who's willing to take the first offer. You want somebody, honestly, like a coach who's going to blow the whistle, get in your face, and tell you to sit down and shut up when you're out of line. Because it's going to happen, by the way, as a business owner. It always does. You want somebody like that in your court who is there to get a win. You want that business broker to sell the business so that they can make the most amount of money possible. The more money they make, the more money you make. That's what you want. Hey, look, you may say, Justin, I'm at the point in my career where it's time for me to make a decision. It's time for me to make a decision. I got to sell my business, dude. I don't have anybody internally who's going to take it over. My kids aren't interested. I don't want to merge. It's just time for me to get involved with somebody. If you've reached that point mentally, you want a second opinion, hey, reach out. We have a team that can just talk through this with you. I'm reminded of a statistic that I wrote about in my book, Your Baby's Ugly, that said only 4% of business owners after transactions are happy with the transaction. In other words, 96% of business owners who sell their business regret it. Regret it. I certainly hope that's not you. Let's do everything in our power to make sure that's not you. Well, no matter what your circumstances are that brought you to this point where you're saying, hey, I'm thinking about selling my business now. Or in 3 years from now, I'm thinking about selling my business. Whatever it is, let's build the right exit plan for you. We have a team of experts, certified exit planning advisors who can come alongside you and help you. We have that. Reach out to us. I realize it's hard. This is frustrating. Think about our business. It's frustrating. Oh my goodness, it's frustrating. And it keeps us up at night, doesn't it? It keeps us up at night. We carry that hidden fear that only our spouses or significant others ever see. We put on this masquerade as we walk into our offices thinking all the world's okay. But deep down inside, we're scared to death. If you say it's not me, then I'm going to call you out on it. Because you are. I talk with thousands of business owners per year. It's the same thing. And if you find yourself considering selling your business, let's just have a conversation. Friends, I wish you the best. Let's make the right plans. Let's make the right choices. Y'all go out and make it a great day.